So this is question 6. So let's read it. It says Ada County Senior Services is a nonprofit organization devoted to providing essential services to seniors who live in their own homes within the Ada County area. There's 3 services shown in this table. And we have the head administrator noticed that the net operating income of $5,000 to be unsatisfactory, so she wants to consider removing the housekeeping program because, as we can see, it looks like the housekeeping program isn't profitable. So the depreciation in housekeeping is for a small van that is used to carry the housekeepers and their equipment from job to job. If the program were discontinued, the van would be donated to a charitable organization. So that means that we actually don't have any advantage in that regard. We wouldn't get to sell it. None of the general administrative overhead would be avoided, so that's another thing to consider. So there's not an avoidable cost there. But the avoidable costs would be the liability insurance and the salary of the program admin would be avoided. So our question is, what is the financial advantage or disadvantage of discontinuing the housekeeping program? So the first thing we want to consider, and I'll try and slide this over, is what is the contribution margin that we would be missing out on if we dropped the housekeeping line. Oh, sorry. So that would be $80,000. And that's shown right here, if you can see that. So that 80,000. So that's what I would lose. So it would be negative because I'm losing that contribution margin. So we were told in the problem that there's some fixed costs that can't be avoided, so the overhead can't be avoided, but the liability insurance and the program administrator's salary would be avoided. So those numbers are 15,000, and this would be an add back because I won't have to spend the money, and then 37,000. And then the total for those would be 52,000, which we would take away, or I'm sorry, we would add back to the 80,000. So that would give me a negative 28,000. So that means if it's in parentheses like this, that's a disadvantage. So the answer to this would be that I wouldn't want to drop this segment because if it was eliminated, I'm going to pull over the solution here, there would be a greater disadvantage to the company. So I wouldn't want to eliminate the housekeeping line. You can try this for all of the different segments if you want to get more practice with this. And just pretend that these additionally are the only things that can be avoided.